Hi guys, welcome to Chronicles of a Therapist. I am the host, Cassandra Shepherd, and welcome to my space. So, we've talked about adulting and the things, and something that is influential to conquer or like be successful is self-honesty, is being able to be so in tune with yourself. Like, it is definitely something that has taken years for me. Like, and anybody who has a level of self honesty, for me, it means like insight and awareness into you. These are the people who can literally tell you they're good, bad, and indifferent. And not in a like arrogant, stubborn way, but like, case in point, I am always late. I feel like I've been like this since I can remember. So probably all my life. I'm always late. Now, even when I'm trying not to be late, I'm always late. Always. Oh, it's so bad at the school that they be like, yeah, Shepherd get there when she get there. You know what? I like that for y'all. I'm glad that y'all know that. Because when I get there, I'm here and I'm going to do the things that I need to do. And I'm very like, at my school, I'm number 2. Like, I'm not the assistant principal, but my principal relies on me heavy. When she out, everybody's like, well, you're running the school. And I'll be like, I was running it anyway. And some of that is because that's literally who I am. Like, I've learned throughout years of employment, the reason why people rely so heavily on me is because I'm very, very self-aware. On top of my parents shaped and conditioned me to be a really, really good worker. Like, in any space, anything I put my hands on, I'm going to do it very, very well. And that's not even like on some arrogant, but like when I'm locked in with something, it's mine. That's not my baby. It's going to be great. Wonderful. I'm going to eat, breathe, sleep. That's just who I am, because that's how I've learned through journeys of life and being self-aware. That's who I am. And so because of that, I have identified personally how that affects my relationships, my work relationships, my family dynamics. Like, you have to be able to understand. Like, some of you guys know, I have my sister on here. She is the director of operations of our family business. The reason why I work so hard, and not even on paper, but like, I help the family business because I'm me and I love my family and I want us to be successful. Not so, I'm going to be, no, this is something that our family has created. You need me to do what? You need me to, I need to do some policies. Cool. Say less. Do I know how to write policies? No, I'm smart enough to figure out how to do it. And it's done. So now I'm the policy writer for random stuff. Like, did I ever think 10 years ago that I would be writing policies for businesses? No. I had somebody, my coach who I work out with, he didn't know, and some of y'all don't know this, I had Lioness Entertainment for a spell, and I was producing shows and plays and managing artists and doing those extra stuff. And people don't know that about me. Like, I was doing a lot of stuff, but that's because I locked into something and I figured out how to do it. And I did it very well. Law of attraction. But that's because I have self-awareness to know that, he just said I'm an operator. I really am. Like, I can see stuff. I don't have to be the visionary, but I can interpret a visionary, if that makes sense. I can interpret it and make it plain so other people can do it, which is a different skill. You know why I know that? I have self-awareness and I've done enough work in different spaces of my life that I know how to navigate that. So the reason I wanted to talk about that is, if you don't know that, you will fail in your relationships. If you don't know yourself, case in point, in my relationship, I just said I can get a if he wants to start a business, he can tell me, hey, I want to do this. Cool. All right, let me do your policies. And I will help write it. And I'm not going to do it for you, but I'm going to make it easier for you. You have to know how that affects your relationships. And the detriment that I've learned in past is when you do that for people, then they take advantage of you. And so you have to know and have self-awareness to know your skill set and know you so that you can protect yourself. You cannot have gifts, and I believe every person has something they're good at. I would never tell anybody. Everybody has a gift, a talent. They might be really, really. Most creative people can do all kinds of stuff. Like if you ever meet somebody who does hair or is a barber or does nails, or I guarantee you they DIY stuff at their house. They know how to upholster. They find it's the creative brain. People who can create things can create many things. They just have learned how to channel it. So if you don't have this self-awareness about yourself, you will struggle in your adulthood. The reason why I have had so many jobs, I said this previously, I value myself, and I know the reason why I randomly became number 2 at the school last year, my first year, my principal said, okay, yep, I'm gonna need your help because this is where I'm lacking. And you do this very, very well and easily. Did I ask for that? No. I didn't sign on and be like, oh, I want to be the number 2 in the school. I just wanted a job where I got summers and winter break and spring break. Oh, this is great. Cool, wonderful. I didn't expect that, but that is something that has followed me. And so if you don't have a level of self-awareness in your life, you can't maximize your life. And you have to find ways. Some people feel like you got to go to school to do this. School didn't teach most of us this. Life taught us this. When you figure out, dang, I can't keep a job. Why I keep getting fired? You keep getting fired because you don't like people to tell you what to do. I'm talking about myself. I'm not talking about y'all. That's me. There was a spell I kept getting fired because I didn't like what people was telling. It was stupid. Like, this is the outcome. I'm going to do the outcome, but it's going to make more sense for me. And most jobs don't want you to do that. They want you to be yes people. And so if you're a person who knows that you're not a yes person, you ask me to do this, I will do this. And I'm going to do it way quicker. And I'm going to take all them stupid steps out because you just wanted this. That's how you know yourself. And so now, at this age, in this place in my career, I can say that to people and they figured, oh, I need that. Yeah. But when I first got out of grad school, that was bad because everybody was trying to put me in a box. So when I realized, I even asked my mom a couple months ago, like, have I always like kind of did what I want to do? Yes. All your life. I'm joking. So all my life, basically, I've gone around doing what I wanted. And I literally did not know that until a couple months ago. Like, I knew that in practice and experience, but I literally had to ask my mom because I'm like, Dad, I really don't like people telling me what to do. That could be problematic. So as far as that in relationships, if you're a person like me who don't like to be told what to do, you have to identify why that's a barrier for you. For me, life has taught me that it's not that I don't like people to tell me what to do. One is how, because who you talking to. 2, does it make sense? I'm very, very big. I'm very analytical. And so those of us analytical overthinker people, we don't like people to tell us what to do because it didn't make sense. Why would I do that? But if you can tell somebody who's analytical, hey, if you do this, or the reason we're doing X, Y, and Z, I might not like it, but because you gave me a reason, okay. And so in relationships, in working, in being an adult, if you don't identify that about yourself, if you're just rebellious, why are you rebellious? Like, do you still have trauma? Is this something go on in your childhood where it was bad when people were telling you to do bad things? Like, you have to have that self-honesty and that self-reflection, because if you don't have it, you're going to struggle. It's going to be adulting, and being an adult and working and living and loving and all those things will be a struggle. I had a conversation with somebody recently, and we were just talking about their relationship. And then when we were talking about it, I was like, well, was this a conversation you had? Like, did you talk to that person about X, Y, and Z? Well, yeah. Well, but how did you talk Talk about it. Well, I didn't. See, this is the issue that we have in intimate relationships. A lot of times, our own self honesty is either you're telling people in your head and you didn't tell them. Like, and I'll say this, woman, because we do this a lot, and every man probably will agree. We have conversations in our head. Like, I told you, but you didn't. You thought about telling me and you didn't. And so now we're in it, in a conversation, in an argument, in a disagreement about something that you literally, and I do it, that's why I can say this, until I realize, like, oh, I didn't say that. So we really just had this long 20-minute conversation. So women, we got to do better. Like, we have to communicate better, because sometimes when you have really, really close female friends, they fill the gaps. You can start it, and our men don't do that. So we got to be honest about our relationships with our really, really close girlfriends and best friends. And sometimes they've known us longer and they speak our language, and you can't do that with your man. We can't. Because that argument was stupid. And you might have fussed about him taking the garbage out, but you never said that to him. Like, I got into an argument recently, not an argument, but a discussion about taking the trash out. I'm independent and have always taken my trash out. I don't like to, but I took it out because I didn't want to see it anymore. So in my brain, I said to him, it stinks. Take the trash out. When we talked about it, I didn't say that. I said it in my head. I probably yelled it in my head, and he wasn't around. And so then I said it to say, in our relationships, we got to do better. As women, we have to be better communicating and be honest about why we are struggling in our relationships. And once we are honest about it and we have that self-reflection, and we can say, I'm sorry. I don't like the trash to stink. If it stinks, I will spaz out. And then probably yell about taking the trash out. You know what I mean? Like, if we're not self-aware, then we can't communicate and we can't have positive relationships. Thanks for listening, guys. You guys can catch me on Instagram at @CNShep_Chronicles. And don't forget to allow your passion to propel your purpose. Catch you guys next time.